G'day, I'm Aaron from Collins Gregory Real Estate and welcome to our video series on the rental reforms here in Queensland. So as part of this series, we wanted to provide you with some guidance about the changes and how you as our owner can be best prepared. We don't want any of our owners to be concerned about the changes as they are certainly workable, and we'll continue to proactively manage your investment and the tenancy to provide you and your tenants with the best possible experience while living in the home. In this video, we wanted to discuss the changes for how tenancies can be terminated after the reforms take effect. The government has said that the changes were introduced to give renters and owners more certainty about how and when tenancies could end. So from the 1st of October 2022, the way in which the tenancy could be terminated will change. So to help explain, it's important to understand the current situation. There are two types of residential lease agreements used in Queensland. Fixed-term lease agreements are those that have a defined start and end date and are most commonly used with either a 6 or 12-month lease term. And periodic lease agreements. These are those agreements that have no defined end date and are generally considered to be month-to-month leases. Another important point to make is that if a fixed-term lease agreement is not formally ended, the lease and its terms continue, but as a periodic lease. So, what's changing? In simple terms, owners can no longer end a periodic or fixed-term tenancy by simply providing a without grounds notice. Tenants will, however, continue to have the right to end a tenancy without any reason. The risk here is that an owner with tenants on a periodic lease may be unable to end a tenancy unless they can rely upon one of those new prescribed grounds. Giving notice without grounds to vacate is no longer an option. We have always held that property owners deserve the right to consider who lives in their property. But if a lease has rolled into a periodic tenancy with no fixed end term, you will no longer be able to issue a notice to leave without grounds. To end a tenancy, owners will have more tightly controlled grounds to use when asking tenants to vacate. If tenants are on a fixed-term lease, owners can still provide tenants with a notice to leave using the new prescribed ground. The new ground relating to the upcoming expiry of a fixed-term tenancy agreement will be critical. Other grounds relating to renovation or significant repairs, along with the sale of a property, will also provide some options for owners. So, what are the important considerations for maintaining control of a tenancy? In our view, it will be important to proactively maintain only fixed-term tenancy agreements and to avoid periodic tenancies. Collins Gregory already recommends that fixed-term lease agreements be the standard type of lease utilised, even if they are in the short term, given the potential impacts upon home insurance policies. To continue with our approach to risk management, Collins Gregory will be implementing some additional changes to our lease renewal process to ensure that we can maintain fixed-term lease agreements and to limit the risk of a lease falling into a periodic arrangement. These processes will commence between 2.5 and 3 months prior to each lease renewal. There are limiting timeframes and notice requirements for these processes, so it is important for you as an owner to consider your wishes and to advise us of your instructions for each renewal. So, what are the key considerations for these changes? The most important point that I want to make is for you not to panic. Although these reforms do add some additional complexity for the management of your investment property, the changes are manageable with good process. Our agency will continue to recommend the use of fixed-term tenancy agreements along with some additional changes for the lease renewal process to help minimise your risk as an owner. As always, your involvement in the decision-making process for your tenancy is valued and will remain an important part for us in how we manage your property. So, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about how these new rental reforms may impact or apply to your investment, please feel free to get in touch and give us a call. We'd be happy to help.